Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining me again on this journey. Did want to pick up on one last spot. Like I said, as I'm telling the story, I'm just kind of pulling back up my memories that I had, reminiscing a lot of it. So there's things that I forget to mention at times. And I just want to put it in perspective because, like I said, this is looking at it back then and looking at it now, it's changed. But it's like even the point of salary. Now you got to consider he's a guy pushing me on salary who has three businesses. I'm helping his build his third business. His second business he had for 20 years. I'm not sure how long he's had his other one. His first business was probably the paint studio, the what do you call it? The rental property. I don't know how long, but still, he's got a paint studio, rental property, hobby shop, army retirement. I mean, he's not rich, but he's well off. Here, on the other hand, I lived behind the poverty line my whole life. I mean, he knows how much I'm making. It was like, I think I topped out at the end, like 33 grand a year, somewhere around there. That's gross. And it's like, I did it then because I cared, because I believed in the mission. I believed in the commander. But it's like, at the end of the day, seeing how little he cared about me, how easy he was just able to cut me loose over something he did. It'd be something if it really was my fault. Like I said, you can make the determination for yourself from what I say. It's up to you. But like I said, when I lay all this stuff, I don't see how you can, but go for it. But it's like, looking through the lenses now, it just seems exploitive. It's like, this guy didn't give a shit about me. He didn't fight for me at all. He was too busy just worrying about himself. And he was taken from me in the process. So it's just like, to me, it's a messed up way of thinking it. But anyways, continuing on with the story after that. We were getting closer and closer to opening. We didn't have an exact date, but we were inching towards it. We put a bookshelf in, a moving bookshelf, so it would hide the studio from the hobby shop, because we didn't want people going down the hallway and messing with the artists. They were working. They had a job to do. They weren't there to freaking have fun, smoke, and joke, and that's what gamers like to do. I'll get into that later. But yeah, we kept on going. I had an unfortunate incident again. The owner got real careless with his gear. Like, I don't know, it never sat well. This is the reason why. But he would leave gear outside and just throw a tarp over it because it was easier to get to. And I'm like, all right. And he chained the bigger stuff down. But we ended up losing like some hardware, like at least 8 batteries and chargers for like power tools. So it wasn't cheap. And several power tools that were just left out under the tarp. Because we had homeless people that walked by. So it's no doubt they came over here snooping around, look under and find something, trying to sell it or something. But he lost some money there. But again, it's carelessness, losing money, not perfection. And we'll get to perfection later. But again, we're just pushing forward, trying to make things happen. And we talk about the other stores, because it was the standard operation. Our plan was to kill all other stores, because his belief was Huntsville couldn't handle 2 stores. It could only handle 1. But at the same time, he wanted to build a second store. Because we did. We talked about building a second store even before we opened the first store, because that was the plan. That's the one of the things I was into. It's like I saw the enterprise, the growth. This is the first time in my life I've really had the option of being, a corporate elite or something. Because if this blows into a big business, which there's nothing in the way to stop it, if as long as we're properly motivated, then yeah, that is a very real possibility. But again, that didn't happen. Again, it's just still building. More daily trips to the dumpster, more daily trips to Lowe's, Home Depots, Costco, whatever we needed to get what we needed for the supplies we had to go. And a lot of that was on me because I had the truck. I could move stuff. And I was a willing body. That was the main thing. I was always a willing participant. And it made me easy to use. Another notable thing happened then. This one cat, Ken Hart, came in. From Merchants Food Services. Solid individual. He's the one who found us. We popped up on his radar, and he was just out there just beating the street. Found out we had a cafe, and it wasn't a real cafe yet, though, because we were still trying to put it all together. But he explained to us how to get us started, and the information he fed us basically helped us get our cafe off the ground. Because he sells products. And we became a level 2 cafe, and all of our stuff was ready to eat. We had nothing raw, so it had to come in ready. And he sold us all of our stuff. So, it was just very serendipitous, but it worked out in our favor greatly. But it built on a little more there. I'll get to the cafe in another video, because that takes some time. I don't know, maybe we'll see. I feel like it'll take too long to get into in this video, but that's around the time frame we can, because we had some of the gondolas and stuff in. The store was starting to fill out. We still needed a lot of product. We didn't have a lot of product yet, but we were starting to fill out the store structurally. This is also a time when I really started game planning, because it was before the store opened, and I realized, I wasn't a manager, but I am a manager now, so I got to do managerial things. And I knew we needed an infrastructure. I'm not an idiot. I know this stuff unpacks. I don't know how it unpacks. I got to learn that. But I did, But the first thing I knew we needed was handbooks. So the first thing I started was an employee handbook. Because it's one of those things where if you want to have good employees, if you want to catch good employees, you need a net. If you don't have any manuals, infrastructure, protocols, procedures, how are you going to tell a good employee from a bad employee, If you have these things in place, a good employee follows. Bad employee doesn't. So without them, you can't tell. So that's when I first started to try to really investigate and learn how to do these things better. And then we just kept on building and growing from there, I want to say the rough part for me was in the realization of all this, because I had to lie to myself. I wanted to be a painter. That was my goal. That's what I signed up for. I didn't want to be a manager. I didn't want all this shit. But I could see how it was pulling me away, drawing me towards this other life. But at the same time, I still had my desk, and I kept lying to myself, saying, that's my home. That's what I'm getting back to. I just got to build this up for him. And as I build it up, I can, let it go later, get back to my station and just be peaceful, But it was a lot of weight, emotional weight, and a lie that I was resting on my desk, quite literally, even though it was figuratively. But from my part, it was a literal weight I was laying on it, because I couldn't carry it myself. I didn't have enough strength. I had too much on me. And every day, more and more, because he kept adding. It's like I said, it's like, I've never seen someone add so much so recklessly. And it's like, he thinks it's success. People say, oh, success. But when you line up all the people he's chewed through on his side, it's like, it's not success, man. He chews through his own people. He wears them down till they can't give anymore, and then kicks them off to the side. And it's like, that's not success, man. That's exploitation. And it's like I said, that's part of this video series, is to show clear and present exploitation. It's like, he could have been a decent dude, but no. It was just, how can I take yours and make it mine? That's the mentality I see looking at it now. And I couldn't see it up close because I was in the middle of it. I was in the firestorm. All I knew was, this is my commander and I'm following him. I freaking thought I was following Dick Winters in the battle, and it turned out I was following Herbert Sobel. I mean, it was shit. But yeah, I think I probably will get into the next video. I'll start getting the cafe, because that's significant important. It was a lot of work for me. I mean, it was one of the big pillars, because retail, cafe, and then like the D&D room, stuff like that. These were all big pillars for me. But at the same time, it's like, it was a lot of growth. It was just painful growth, But I think, hold on, is there anything else I want to think? Let me think real quick. Sorry, I just want to check my notes. I have some notes that just kind of help jog my memory. I think I've covered everything. Yeah, and I felt, like I said, I'll probably cut it off there, cut it off a little early. I'll talk about the ebb and flow in the next video. But it was just one of those things, like I said, it's just, that's the hard part about reminiscing about it, is because like I see, not only do I see the loss that I have now, but I do see the potential future that I could have had. And it makes me angry because, like I said, if it was genuinely my fault, it'd be easier to accept. But to see that I was set up for it, that makes me angry, But like I said, by the end of the video, you'll see. I appreciate your time. Thank you, as always, for sharing it with me. I know it's important, and it's greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful night. Take care.